Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome back to a special episode of the Testing Psychologist podcast. As you can see, this is a very unorthodox setup for the podcast. I am not in my office. I am not anywhere that you should be recording a podcast, but special occasions call for special measures. And I've got my good friend, Dr. Chris Barnes, with me today, who's visiting in our hometown of Fort Collins following the Crafted Practice Retreat. And we've decided to craft our own experiment here where we're going to model a podcast episode after the show Hot Ones because of our shared love of hot sauce. Great hot chicken place here in town. We've got the platter of hot chicken tenders lined up. We're going to eat some hot tenders and we're going to answer some questions and have some discussion about testing and see where this goes. So thanks for being here. And Chris, welcome to Fort Collins and welcome to a video episode of the Testing Psychologist.
This is great. Every time Jeremy and I start talking about things, we usually come up with some pretty awful ideas that never make it to fruition. And we're going to see if this one should have been left on the floor. So we'll see where this goes.
Here we go, folks. All right. So I'm going to kick this off. Just to get the party started, we've got our first tender. This is the lowest heat level. It is green chili. All right. The Barnes. Actually,
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
do with that what you will.
So fancy.
So fancy.
All right.
All right, folks.
Let's cheer this up.
Here we go.
Cheers. Okay. A little bit of salt up front. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Just good warm up. I'm down with that. It's a warm up. It's nice kind of getting the party started. Kind of like the first paper we ever turned in grad school. A little underwhelming, but still, there's potential.
Yes. Yeah, I can definitely taste the green chili, which is different than the rest of the tenders. They're going to be, I don't know, red chili. Hey, I'm not a hot sauce aficionado like you are. So I'll follow your lead, but yeah, nice, easy warm up, not too spicy.
Yeah. Great job. This place is showing some potential. I think it's going to be a good time.
Okay. So you have some questions, some topics.
Yes. Sorry to turn you salivate, getting ready for some more.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeremy. If Dave Matthews Band's followers are called ants and Taylor Swift followers are called Swifts or Swifties, are your followers called Sharpies?
I'm going to go no right off the bat. That's what my gut would say.
Okay.
I don't have a good backup though. We can brainstorm that. We can workshop it. I would say something around testing, but that doesn't.
I don't think we'd call. Yeah.
No.
Maybe this is a PG show.
I think we know where that's going.
And it's now, unfortunately, I think going to be what is now the new name by default. Whoops. All right. You want to do a couple more? You want to get into some more chicken?
Let's do one more and then hit the chicken.
All right. If you could describe your leadership style as a type of cheese, which would it be? And you can't choose Swiss.
Cannot choose Swiss.
No, that's an easy one. You got to take that off the table.
Gosh, who made that?
I did.
Are you? These are for both of us, right?
Well, I'm asking the questions that I made. So.
Oh, you're interviewing. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, I see where we're headed with this. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm also not a cheese expert, so I'm kind of winging it here as well. But I would say maybe like an American cheese. Certainly flavorful and strong enough to make a difference and relatively mild. Not going to come on super strong, but something that you are glad that you have added to the sandwich, i.e. your own work.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. So let's roll through what this one is.
Yes. So this is where we actually get into flavors that are labeled any kind of hot. So this is just your basic hot. Okay.
Very appropriately identified.
Basic hot. And just to clarify, I know there's some folks out there who are probably well versed in this whole thing. This is Nashville hot chicken, a specific style, that came out of the South, obviously. Different. These are not wings. It is Nashville hot chicken. Just
forgot to cheers already. I'm excited. Okay. Definitely hits a bit more potently, but a little more sweet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kind of like my 12-year-old's attitude. It's a little hard, but sweet underneath, a little bit of spice. Dr. Sharp?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's for me, this is a place where we get into some flavor. It's like a pretty good balance of flavor. Typically, if I eat the hot chicken from this restaurant, I am going one step up to really get more heat and still keeps the flavor. But yeah, this is a good entree. I do like that little bit of sweetness. And there is just a texture thing for me that is really delightful about the breading and the frying here. Yeah.
I can already start to feel it build a bit. This is exciting. I'm already starting to spitz a bit.
Okay.
This is not a bad sign.
Okay.
Steak. Might be just the dry Colorado meat.
Sure. Yeah. It's a dry. All right. What do we got?
Let's do some more.
Do some more.
All right. There's a word that starts with L and ends with Y, and it describes me perfectly. What is it? Starts with L, ends with Y.
I'm just going to stay on brand and say lazy.
That's wrong. It is lovely. The word is lovely. Sorry, Jeremy.
It's a trick question.
100% trick question. All right. So what are your thoughts on cottage cheese in the morning?
Oh, goodness. Cottage cheese in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't say that I personally have ever eaten cottage cheese in the morning, which might make you wonder, why did I choose that as a breakfast selection at the event I recently hosted?
It's a conversation starter. Is that why you chose it?
It was a conversation.
It certainly was.
Yes. Yeah. I knew that people would have some reactions, and I knew that we would need to talk about it.
Very good.
Yeah. And it stirred things up. First thing in the morning, it got the feelings going. It got the discussion going. Sure. Loosened us up a little bit. It also helped me learn something about my guests. That is to never offer cottage cheese in the morning.
You did learn that.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
Well, I have a texture thing. So this texture is just about the only texture that I enjoy. And cottage cheese is definitely not this texture. So I think everyone should do whatever they want to do as long as it hurts no one else. So if cottage cheese is your thing, then go for it. But I'd rather not be in the same room.
That's fair.
Also next year, please no cottage cheese.
Yeah. Cottage cheese is here. I think we can agree.
Can the people agree? I believe we can all agree.
I'll be honest though, like choosing meals for a huge group of people is kind of my worst nightmare, because I'm such a people pleaser, and I'm like, how can I choose every single option so that someone will most likely have something they like?
Yes.
So having to pick, a limited selection of breakfast food for lunch for this event was tough.
And you still ended up with cottage cheese somehow.
And here we go. Well, I trusted the venue.
Okay.
The venue for some reason had paired cottage cheese with the other selections that morning, the fruit, and the muffins and whatnot. And so I said, hey, this is a nice place. They know what they're doing.
They must.
And here we go with cottage cheese. And literally before we even started the event, we're talking about how bad we love it.
This is wonderful. And that's just how the world turns, folks. I love it.
All right.
Shall we?
Another bite.
Let's go.
Another bite.
Would you care to introduce this flavor?
Yes. So this flavor is called Nashville Hot.
Keep your fork on your side, please. I don't know how much you got one over there.
Oh, there you go. There we go. Didn't want to offend sensibilities. Here we go. Touch it.
I'm sure the heat will take care of any germ that's there.
Right. Nashville Hot.
That's the name of this one.
Yes.
It's the style and the name. Original.
Yes.
How could we go wrong? Cheers. Still maintains the crunch. I feel like this might be a bit of a creeper here. I'm feeling it, yeah.
Agreed. I don't know. It's plain and cool.
Maybe it's a dud, which is famous last words, by the way. Famous last word. Okay. I might go in for a little more on this one. Sorry.
Yo, go for it. So, a spice question for someone who deals with a lot of spice. Is there an acclimation factor? Like, have we built up some kind of tolerance at this point that it might wash out the heat a bit? Or is that a myth?
You mean in our session now or in our own progression as a human?
Let's do both.
I think that we all can build tolerance to hard things. That's why I'm a good dad, because I can do really hard things like parent. And I think spice is one of those things that as a child, I was always drawn to spicier things. So I think I have had some more experience with it. I don't think that makes it less spicy overall. Even the same spice, I think, can hit me differently on different days.
Sure.
I do know, though, that when I do progressions, I oftentimes want to miss or skip the beginning ones because I don't think they're going to do much. But it has a synergistic effect as it continues to roll through the process. So I think we did the right thing by starting with the lowest of them and progressing through.
Right.
I don't know as if that one was living up to what I had hoped though.
Right. It almost makes me wonder if we switch the flavors accidentally somehow.
Well, that would be my fault because everything's always my fault. So I'll happily accept
I didn't say that.
I know.
I did not say
That's a joke because I'm perfect and nothing's my fault.
that.
That's also a joke.
Okay. So between the two, good flavor. It is kind of like creeping a little bit around the bottom of the dome, whatever. But yeah, that was less hot than I would have expected.
Yeah, I do concur. However, it is hitting in a different part of the palate.
Sure.
So we'll give it that.
Okay.
The second one's my favorite one so far.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just, easy and delicious.
I'm with
Great.
Right.
Haven't steered me wrong yet.
Cool. Well, you got a couple more. Do you have any questions?
I always have lots of questions.
Okay.
In fact, I thought them through and wrote them down. We're going to play a game. We're going to call it Smash or Pass. I'm going to say a word. Smash is yes, I love it. Pass, no, thank you.
Okay.
So say a word. If you like it, you say smash. If you don't, pass.
Great.
It's going to be kind of fast, okay?
Okay.
You got roll fast. Don't overthink it. Don't rush hard. Cilantro.
Smash.
Pineapple and ham pizza.
Pass.
Kombucha.
Pass.
That was tentative, but we'll go with it. Bungee jumping.
Pass.
Breaking apart a Kit Kat to eat it.
Smash.
Salt and vinegar potato chips.
Smash.
Mowing your lawn in alternative directions every time.
Pass.
Waking up at 5 a.m. regularly.
Pass.
Sunset is better than sunrise.
Smash.
The coolest thing you've done today is recording this video.
Smash.
Love it. Let's go. All right.
I like this.
We were talking earlier, and I flew into Colorado 10 days ago. It was a Sunday night. We got here 12:30 Colorado time. It's 2:30 Michigan time. My kids were a mess. And ever since we've been here, I feel like Colorado's trying to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
There were fires the day afterwards. Several fires interfering with all of our plans. It's been 100 degrees, which is 20 degrees higher than usual. Yeah.
Yes.
It's hot. We went to Pikes Peak, which is a view you can see at the top of this mountain here. Lightning. As soon as we got off the train, everyone's hair was sticking up in the air. After we descended the mountain and went to the town below, flash floods. The question I have is, what is the most unexpected thing that's going to try to kill me between now and tomorrow when I fly away? What should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. I might put my money on rattlesnake.
Okay.
Just hanging out in the sun when you least expect it.
Okay.
Let's see. It could be, let's see, college student under the influence of Colorado's favorite substance.
Fair.
Skateboarding across the street.
Very good.
Yep.
What if I'm skateboarding with them under that same influence? I'm just joking, by the way.
Yeah, those are my top two.
All right.
Those are my top two choices.
You didn't say hot chicken, so I think that's good. That's a good sign.
Yeah. I think it's a sign that we should keep going.
Let's go.
Okay, so next flavor we have is called White Hot. I'm not sure if you can see it in the frame. It's got 2 toothpicks in it. That's a double warning to anyone who might try to eat it, which we are going to do right now. But it's called White Hot. It's one step from the top.
Can't wait.
Ready?
This one? Why, thank you. That is some Colorado hospitality right there, folks.
Colorado kindness. That's what it always said. I just said it for the first time.
Well, we will all say it from here moving forward. Dr. Sharp. I cut a small piece off this, and then I was just going to eat the gigantic piece. But sure, I feel like I need to go all in on this, so we're going to take a monster bite.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I'm impressed.
Here we are.
I'm impressed.
Pray for me, everyone.
I'm a little scared.
I'm very scared.
White Hot. Getting a little bit. It's still slow.
I might regret that one. That one's hitting me a little bit harder than I thought it would. The flavor is there. Okay. Yep. That's a back of the mouth. Rough. Or roof. How do you say?
I would say roof of the mouth.
Roof of the mouth. Others may say roof. Fine. This one has my heart racing a little bit. The flavor's there. I feel like I'm at that critical moment. That moment we all get to where we can either retreat or we can persevere.
Mm-hmm.
I think we persevere and regret every second of it afterwards.
There's no turning back.
There is no turning back.
We've committed ourselves. Yeah. It's building. It's definitely.
That was a bad.
Yeah.
This is making up for the one that I think we were given a little bit of a hard time for earlier.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have done that.
Certainly. No. You eat a lot of spicy foods. You get into the hot sauce world much more than I do. Do you have a sense just from the taste of what kind of peppers we're working with here? Any dominant flavor profiles or is that too much?
I think, and of course everyone's going to fact check this, I think that there is quite a bit of cayenne pepper in hot chicken. Oh my God, this is awful. I am really hurting right now. It's coming out all. So I've made hot chicken before where, I've grilled it or I've done whatever. Traditionally, of course, you fry it. You dip it in like an oil with a cayenne.
Sure.
I think they dip that in some lava.
It's coming on strong.
Yep.
It's not getting any cooler.
It's to the point where it's almost difficult to breathe without further exacerbating the heat.
I know that point.
And I love it
right now.
I love it.
I also. Yeah. So let's talk about that. So I'm getting it like right around the edges, the outside edges of the tongue. Yes, on the side, kind of the underneath. This is where it gets a little, potentially embarrassing because we're going to start to make some faces, and I'm trying my best to hold it under control.
Just let it go.
But
let it go.
It's pretty hot. I feel like we'd eat some kind of hallucinatory desert mushroom or something, but it really is got the adrenaline pumping. These endorphins are going.
Becoming slightly awful.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it much more at the back of the roof of my mouth.
Yep.
Definitely the more I breathe across my tongue, the more I'm not enjoying it. And I feel the sweat as the spigot has been turned. Right. It's a slow drip right now, but sure. I feel it coming. It's going to be great. And this dry heat, going back, it's 100 degrees. Everyone was trying to be very kind and say it was a dry heat. It was hot. It was pretty hot. Not as hot as these things. But, oh, Lord.
We're glad that we're in this together.
We are in this together. In fact, the more we talk to each other, the more twins we become. It seems. Even the stuff I make up about your family, I believe to be true for a while.
It's true. And then why don't you tell people that story just to clarify that a bit?
So Jeremy and I have been on the interwebs together for some time. He is far more famous than I for very good reasons. We met up in, was it AACN in Chicago?
Yep, 2019.
2019, Chicago. 5 years ago. It's our 5-year anniversary. This is great. Round numbers. It's the chicken wing jubilee, the hot chicken jubilee. And we went out to dinner, had a fabulous time. It was about a 30-minute taxi ride up to Giant.
Yes.
That was but we got to chit chat. It was nice. We're kind of getting to know each other a little bit better. Ate a great meal. Jeremy broke all kinds of his own rules, and I felt really like the devil on his shoulder. It's fantastic.
It was incredible.
Drove back to Chicago. It was much less time, maybe 15. The traffic had died down quite a bit. Felt like we got to know each other quite a bit. And the more we were talking, the more close it felt like our lives were aligned. Let's fast forward about 5 years, which was just about 5 days ago, when I met his wife. And I said, oh, it's so interesting how your husband and I have so many similarities. In fact, I can't believe that we even got married in our parents' front yards, just like you guys. Carrie looked at me, shook her head to the side, and said, what are you talking about? So for the rest of the day, struggling to find deep within me the reason I was thinking that detail was somehow true. Turns out it was another psychologist I know. But for the past 3 or 4 years, I had believed that to be true. And in my eyes, it will never not be true. I'm okay with it. It's good. I'm happy everyone's having a good time.
Speaking of having a good time, this is not necessarily dying down, just from my standpoint.
Yes.
But I think we should keep moving.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Into the fire.
Let me cut you a piece so I can have a few more moments here to gather myself. I challenge you, Dr. Sharp, to the larger half this time.
Sure.
unless you feel like that's unfair, because this is a monster, and this is supposed to be, what is this?
Yeah, the flavor here is called flammable solid.
Flammable solid.
It's called flammable solid.
Can't wait. And in true form, I'm going all in on this too.
Yep. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared.
Whatever everyone's spiritual beliefs are, please just send some energy that way for us. Oh, Lord. Cheers. That was immediately a bad idea. Okay. I think we're going to be all right. We're not going to be all right.
No.
All right. Stream of consciousness, Jeremy. Tell me what's going on through your head.
Yeah, so took the first bite, immediately scared. I feel like it hit really fast.
This is really awful. Oh my God.
It hit a lot faster than the others, which makes me think, okay, one of two things. It's either like super hot and spicy and it's just going to build from there, which could be a complete disaster. Or this is a different kind of pepper of some sort and it's going to hit quick in the beginning and then back off. I don't know.
Only one way to find out.
I'm also trying to strategically like tuck it into my cheek so that it doesn't touch any other part of my mouth.
Jeremy. Okay, that's great.
It's not working, but
I don't know what you can do to defend against this other than having Vaseline over the top of everything in your mouth, which would maybe work. Okay. Oh my God, this is not fun. I'm having a hard time focusing.
Same.
I have okay, so in Fort Collins, we've been eating some great meals, such as tonight. This is awful. We've had some really nice meals, lots of tasty treats throughout the entire week. If we were back at the retreat last week and we were in the middle of a presentation and I pulled out a bag of salami out of my pocket, would you eat any?
In the middle of a presentation?
Not your presentation.
Just any presentation?
Yes.
So basically, like, do I like salami?
That I pull out of my pocket in a bag.
In a bag? What kind of bag?
Ziploc bag. I love how you have so many. Oh, I can't even use my words. You have so many considerations about all the variables.
How old was the salami?
It's aged, appropriately aged. It was refrigerated properly the night prior.
Okay.
The answer should have been yes or no, Dr. Sharp.
I'm just gonna say yes.
I love it.
And then deal with the fall.
This is why we get along so well. That's the last question I got. Oh my God. All right. So many of the psychologists I interact with, especially at the level of business where they're running practices, they oftentimes will say, this business stuff, this is the stuff we don't get taught in graduate school. I'm sure everyone's said it. Everyone's heard it. Dr. Sharp, what would you not teach in a graduate psych program?
Ooh. Like, what would I not teach in order to make room for a business class?
Yes.
It's a wonderful question. Personally speaking, for where I'm at in my career, I might we had a class called History of Psychology.
Yes.
I feel like it honestly duplicated a lot of the content from undergrad, and it was just a sort of a recitation of psychology through the ages, the forefathers, and Lord knows we probably omitted any number of people of color, women from that history. So I would say, let's throw that out. Let's teach a business class.
Yes, with all due respect to all those in academia teaching that class right now.
Of course.
His information will be in the show notes. Please contact him.
But as far as the information that I am not using currently in my life, that's what I'll probably get rid of.
Okay, so no phrenology. You're not using phrenology? Okay. I don't think so.
I mean, I let go of it like 3 years.
That's good.
How would you answer that question? That's a great question.
What would I not teach? I would not teach. I think this may be controversial. I would not teach individual domains. I would teach like integrative from the start in just about everything.
Oh, okay.
Like I would definitely want people to know. Oh, I'm sweating so badly right now. I would definitely want people to understand cognitive assessment. I would definitely want people to understand the assessment of mood and personality. I definitely want some of the nerdy neuropsych stuff.
Yes.
But I'm a big fan of how does it all work together and how do we all weave them together in such a way that suits our clients to identify strengths. Especially if it can help them compensate or work with some of their weaknesses that they've identified. So I think it should be a gigantic mix from the beginning, lots of tears right from the beginning, because it would be incredibly hard. But
I agree.
we can do hard things, just as we've proven here tonight.
You can do hard things. Yeah. Yeah. I like that you're drilling down specifically on assessment teaching. And just to piggyback on that, it's really like
I either need to eat more or like
right on the top of the tongue.
go with cholesterol or something.
Yeah, it's very, very hot. I would certainly question whether we need to, quote unquote, learn how to write the results in a report. Do we really need to learn how to write the WISC is a 5 composite intelligence test with the following domains, indexes? This is what they mean. I don't know. I think we just kind of know that.
Yes.
I'm not sure if writing that over and over and over actually helped anything.
Right. I think we should also get students to dictate from the beginning, like into their computer, into their phone. I think we all sit at computers way too often, and speaking is much more quick than typing. Eating the extra chicken was not also a very good idea, but just the little tips and tricks along the way that can speed things up for us, especially those who do choose to enter any sort of writing profession outside of grant writing, etc., because that has to be so nuanced.
Yes.
But I'm so surprised how much I can get done when I just sit and scream on a microphone for a bit.
It's much easier to edit than to create, at least for me.
Yes.
Dictation gets over that initial hump of creating. If you just talk into the microphone and see what comes out.
Yes, indeed. I'm with you. What kind of tips and tricks do you have that you tend to integrate to your workflow, whether it be for writing or for just getting notes on the paper?
Yeah, for sure. So lots of thoughts on that. I mean, first of all, I type everything. So I take notes on everything and type it if at all possible.
Like afterwards, you'll conceptualize all of this for us.
Yeah.
Love it. Show notes. Love it.
Yep. What else? I really like to avoid saying the same thing twice in a report. That's one of the rules that I talk with our trainees and staff about. We should not be saying the same thing twice. So, put it in the history. You don't have to say it necessarily in other sections of the report. What else? There are lots of things.
Yeah. Anything with a microphone that you can get secure information into is your friend. Yep. Walking from your car to your office, in between whatever, to start spinning into something. I think it's the best thing you can do.
Follow your lead here.
Yeah, you got to keep going. Like the more I stop, the worse it gets, which means, we have to stop eventually. And that's when the fun really begins. I have a few other dentist office in the office that I have my suite in, the building rather. And they're always asking me what I'm doing on my way in, because they always sit talking into my phone. And it's because I'm turning on my lights through some sort of system, but I'm just getting my to-do list done in the minute it takes me to walk in. It's been a significant game changer for me. Then, of course, like after we have those random things pop into our head, just whip out a note somehow and dictate it into. I have all my students do it. They start dictating from day one. I think they try to write a lot more because they're used to it, but I always encourage them to dictate as much as possible. You can tighten it up later.
Absolutely. This is a little bit of a departure, but similar vein. Just the that definitely made a difference.
Just go with it. Just go with it, Jeremy. Just go with it. You can't stop now.
I thought I was doing okay. Those couple extra bites. Let me throw it a little bit. Even the simple act of dictating or typing the history after, like the day of the intake.
Yes.
Whatever means you use. Maybe there's software involved. Maybe you're actually typing or dictating it, but doing it the day of the intake. So a lot of the time, I would just move on to the next thing, like next appointment, next task. So I started building in an extra hour just on the calendar event for the intake, so that it gave me a bigger window to dedicate time to the intake.
And then the report becomes less of an animal at that point too. Exactly. You got the notes done for the intake. You got some nuance. Forget who the kid is, because maybe they go on vacation. You can always refer back and get up to speed much more quickly.
Yes.
These are the things they don't teach in grad school.
They sure don't.
They don't. Okay.
All right. So we've finished off flammable solid, white hot. I still have some some bite of something over here.
At this point, it doesn't matter.
I
I don't
it's
think
hot.
it matters.
It's going to get lost in any other flavors that we've been eating over the past half hour. But I think this turned out well.
Yes, this was not a flop. I guess maybe only the data will tell. It was fun doing it regardless.
Absolutely. Thanks for taking part in this experiment. I'm struggling. I'm really struggling.
Yes,
but
I should have brought a shirt to change. This has been awful. It's been awful.
But a pleasure to endure with.
Always, always, sir. Look forward to our next fiesta, whatever it may be.
Absolutely. Thank you.